Welcome to Match Fishing Masterclass questions. You join me today with the best feeder angler in the world, Steve Ringer. So we've got a question for Steve and it's from Harry. So the question is, hi, I've got a question for you if you don't mind answering it. I fish club matches from May until October on commercials and my favourite thing to do is the method feeder. Should I stick to a method feeder or swap to a hybrid feeder, which seem to be popular? If so, then why? Thanks, Harry. So that's the question. I'm going to hand you over to Steve now, who's going to answer it for Harry.
In answer to Harry's question, which was method feeder versus hybrid feeder, I think that's the basis of the question. Harry's been fishing a method, doing okay from what he said, but he's wondering whether he should also be fishing a hybrid. Now, I'm perhaps the wrong person to ask for an impartial view on this, because if you look at my feeder box right here, without tipping everything out, you won't find a method feeder in it. I'm a hybrid man. I just can't see any negatives at all to hybrid feeders. I think bait presentation's better, but most importantly, I think bait protection is massively better. And I think that's the really, really important part. And that's where hybrid feeders, I feel, offer an edge. When I say bait protection, that's down to the raised sides on the feeder. As you can see there, you've got the raised sides. If you look at a method, for instance, that's just a method without the stemming. It's got the grip because it's got like the X shape just there to hold your bait on, but it doesn't offer that little bit of extra protection that the sides of a hybrid feeder give you. So when I'm loading a hybrid feeder, I like to put the first layer on, like so, just fill the bowl, so no pellets will be coming above the rims, and I'll put that layer on nice and hard, almost as hard as I can. Then put my hook bait on top of that, so it's like the cherry on the cake, and then a few more pellets just to cover the hook bait. That last layer does not go on anywhere near as hard as that first layer. So when I cast out, the idea is that feeder's going to hit the water. Worst case scenario, say it doesn't hit quite right, and I think sometimes you can think it's landed right, but it hasn't, just through it's gone in slightly side on, etc. Worst case scenario, I'm only going to knock the top layer of pellets off, so that feeder's going to hit the bottom. The pellets in the bowl are going to get there, hook baits with those pellets. I've still got plenty of attraction around my hook bait. With a method, and this is entirely a confidence thing, it's me. I mean, if you ask someone like Adam Mooney, he's a method man. He'll tell you method feeder, you get more bait on it, and it's more positive, and he catches more fish. But for me, I prefer a hybrid feeder for that bait protection. Just that I know, it's a confidence thing. I know that when that feeder hits the bottom, my bait's getting down with it. In terms of feeder sizes, hybrid offers you loads. Got right down here, a little 20 gram mini, up to that's a 28 large, but the large is available up to sort of 60 gram. So there's a massive variation in sizes, and there's something to fit every sort of scenario. As a guide, that for me would be like a little tiny winter feeder or Snake Lakes, just trying to nick a bite. And then that's more of a Barston, summer, Boddington, big water, big fish type size when I'm really attacking the peg. One other word while we're on hybrid feeders. A lot of people ask me about the stems. I always prefer, where allowed, I'll always prefer an elasticated X-safe stem. So I always go with a black elastic for places like Barston, Boddington. Even for the skimmers, I'm happy with a long stem, black elastic, speed bead at the bottom. I do believe that's quite important because it gives your hook length more natural movement, so to speak. So long black stem. If I have to use in line, I'll just still use the long stems. The reason I like the long stems is because they allow me to cast more accurately and longer. If you think about the stem in your feeder, like the flight of a, not the flight of a dart, the stem of a dart, just allows you to be more accurate, more true, and gives you more distance. So there's nothing not to like, in my opinion, about using the longer stems. So that's my verdict. Hybrid versus method. Hybrid wins.
So there you go. Steve's answered the question for Harry. And I'd just like to say thanks to Steve for coming on. And maybe we'll see him soon. Cheers for watching.